Taurus. This is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries. It's a week ahead reading to discuss the energies that will be impacting you this week. It is for Sun, Moon, and Rising sign Taurus. I recommend that you watch your Sun, Moon, and your Rising sign because the energies are going to impact you, so it's good to know about them. There's always an extended reading, and that link is below. It continues the message that we start over here. I am breaking the message down into money, love, and career for you toward the end of the reading, so I hope you guys will stick it out with me. Let's begin this reading. If you really love it, please like it and share it on your social media platforms. And then be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring that bell and hit all notifications so that you know when I upload your favorite content. Now, Taurus, if you really want more Born Without Boundaries content, you can go to my second channel, Astrology Motivation, where there's a lot of great stuff over there, including me going live every single Monday. And if you want to interact live with me, I'm live Monday through Friday on my Instagram feed, born_without_boundaries. And I would love to see you guys there. So let's go in. Let's go into the cards. Taurus. We're going to start with a general energy, Taurus. Positive movement forward. You guys have been on an upward swing, and I'm very happy for you. Just feel kind of joy and relief. So positive movement forward. Positive movement forward. Positive movement forward. I think part of the reason why there is a positive movement forward for you guys is because you decided to take a risk. This is also travel, going somewhere. So if you have the opportunity or you're looking for the opportunity to travel, you should do it. It's going to help you. Even just move your mindset, right? Displace it from its routine. You want to get out of the norm and you want to challenge the norm. So moving toward that sunset, sun, right, represents the self. Sun is that sign of the illumination of the heart space, of your purpose on earth, right? So heading closer to your purpose on earth, you could be traveling somewhere, doing something, going to explore somewhere that has always been your heart's desire, that your heart is calling you to. I think the power in this card is, Taurus, you are aligned with what your heart wants you to do. And even if you have to travel or take risks, you're moving toward it. Once again, positive movement forward. Positive movement happens when you decide to make it happen. All movement takes a decision first, a motivation, and then you're the one that creates the energy for the movement. So in other words, this was your choice. And that in and of itself, Taurus, tells me there was a huge movement forward because you chose to choose something different, or you chose to take a risk where I guess you didn't have to, but I guess didn't have to is really a discussion for, are we talking about technicalities? No, technically you didn't have to. Or are we talking about spirituality? Because spiritually, yes, you did have to. This was a calling. So we have throat chakra here. Let's start at the beginning. We have emotional loss. Emotional loss isn't necessarily a physical loss. It's just a sense of you lost faith in something. You don't have the same feelings that you did for something, or something had started to wear itself thin, like the wine had lost its taste, that old saying of something just didn't feel the same to you anymore. This could be associated with sadness, hopefully not depression, but definitely a feeling of grief and mourning for what used to be, okay? All of this is coming out together, so it's associated. The waiting game. I think you almost gave up on something because you've been waiting for it for so long. And that waiting for it for so long started to make you not want it as much or lose interest in it, emotionally kind of grow numb to it because you had been waiting for so long. It took you activating yourself and speaking out and speaking up. I want this, but this is important to me. Look at me. I'm here. Asserting yourself, especially vocally. What did I say? You had to choose to move forward. And this is the power that you found in yourself. And the motivation was, maybe that's just that feeling of once you started to go numb, there was that sense of, I can't lose this. Interestingly enough, how we keep ourselves waiting, right? And somehow we kind of like expect that if it's meant to be, it will be, right? And I just posted that meme, guys. Have you seen it floating around? It's a good one. I'm constantly torn between if it's meant to be, it'll be, and if I want it, I got to go out and get it. When do you know, right? Well, ultimately, you know when to go out and get it when it's starting to hurt your heart. It's starting to make you numb. You're starting to lose interest in something that you know you love because you're waiting around too long. That means you're not supposed to be waiting. Now it means, click, you got to go out and get it. And you just changed modes. And I really like that you did. Taurus. 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 Trust the great mystery. So you don't necessarily know where you're headed. And this is a little bit of a risk. So what? Jump in. You're not over your head because you're in faith. Right? You can handle the situation. The whale doesn't jump into the water. It lives in the water, right? It takes a deep breath and it knows how far it can dive. We've been dealing a lot today, and I think I covered this in my daily, with you're prepared. You're not the same person that you used to be. You know more. And your experience has made you ready. And so the fear of jumping in is based on who you used to be, not who you are now. So Taurus, you're jumped in. You're jumping in because you know, I can handle the situation. You're in it. You're full in. You made a decision. You made a decision, or it's time to make the decision to jump in. Put it all in. Put it all in. Give with gratitude and grace. There's no expectation except that you're in the right moment at the right time doing the right thing. Turkey is being completely self-sacrificing. Giving all of yourself to this momentum. Claim your independence from fear. The cat doesn't have any fear. It's playful. It lives in the moment. And when you live in the moment, you have no fear. You liberate yourself from fear by living in the moment. Because only when we project ahead and engage ourselves into things like expectations is fear something that actually becomes a reality, right? Living in the moment, acting between moments, moment to moment, you've claimed your independence from fear. You're not afraid anymore. Right? This is also, from what it looks like, you're going out on your own. You're not necessarily asking permission or waiting for permission. You're not necessarily looking for approval or validation. There's something here that says, I don't need that stuff anymore. Whatever happens, I'm going to do this. And then we have Eagle has your back. Oh my God. This is the second reading today. I did Gemini. It was very spiritual. There was a lot of God presence coming out in the reading. Of course, this is the manifestation of the Great Spirit is Eagle. Right? So this is what you're being divinely called to do. The difference between fate and free will is vast, but they work together all the time. And this calling is something that you have to answer because it's a benchmark. It's a check-in point. It's sort of what you have to do in your life on earth. The calling itself is going to push you forward. Taurus. You're ready. Poised. This is what we got. Poised has to do with preparedness. You don't need the old stuff. You've been training your whole life. You ready? Because it's time. Peace. Oh, happy birthday, Doug Denny. 23. Okay, so it's time and the tribe. So peace and the tribe. You found where you belong. First of all, you found peace. As soon as you started being you out loud, as soon as you came into the acceptance of what your next step had to be, because I feel like there was a lot of turmoil before then. But as soon as you came into the acceptance of what your next step had to be, it's just peace. Being okay with what's about to happen, that something new is coming, and not being afraid of whatever that looks like, because you know that it's not all on you, right? There's God voice in here. And there's a little bit of peace in that too, knowing that you really aren't alone. You're by yourself on this road, but you're not alone on this journey. And the tribe's here. You're happy with who you have around you. You know that you found the people that you should be around. That, listen, people come in and out of our lives, they change, right? But ultimately, you are with the people right now that are going to be nurturing you for who you are becoming at this moment. This is everything being put into place. Your team is correct. You hired the right team. You got into the right troop. Whatever it is, you have the feeling of rightness and being nurtured by the people around you. And if you don't, you're not in the right place. Because that's going to be one of your clues that you're able to take this next step. You're able to do this big thing that you're thinking of. So what is this big thing that you're thinking of? I'm curious to see what comes out of these cards. What is this big thing that you're thinking of? Taurus. Nada. What is this big thing that you're thinking of? Taurus. Overcoming your fears. Recognizing that most of your fears have to do with the way you feel about yourself and the restrictions you put on yourself. Okay, but what is this big thing? What is this? What does it have to do with Taurus? I've got the Magician and the Four of Swords. You're going to do things your way. This has been something that has been going over and over in your head for a while. And I think that you have seen where change is needed. You have identified where something just ain't right. And in some ways, you've stayed silent because you wanted to see what would happen. And you wanted to give the situation the benefit of the doubt. But you've watched closely the whole time. And now you know exactly where to strike. It's been a very, very patient, smart strategy. Because you wanted to see what the moves on the table would be. You not only wanted to see what the moves on the table would be, you wanted to see how people move, why they do what they do, right? And ultimately, you were building your sense of counterattack, if you will, during that time. And it's almost like you're about to show somebody your power when you've kept it dormant for a long time. And there's a modality of silence about you that is actually really dangerous right now. Because what you really are is in deep study of who you're about to take down. Not to say that you're going to battle, but that you're prepared. You took the time to prepare. And there's a level of confidence here and creation. And you're about to unveil that. Let's see how this is impacting your career. Somebody may have just left you and abandoned you in the past. Somebody just basically made you feel like you were completely like cut off and left out. Like really betrayed, yeah, but hoodwinked, taken advantage of. And you see that being, you're not even worried about yourself anymore. This is about, you see that being taken advantage of. You see that advantage being taken. And you realize, well, I got to do something about this. I have the power to do it. Let's see how that plays out in your career. Career, Taurus. Career. Okay. You're just starting out. It's a new career path for you. Could have taken a hit to income or finances. Or you're dealing with somebody who is very novice. I think you're trying to weigh out resources. You're trying to make things work with what you have. You've got a lot of passion for it. And that passion is going to carry the day. It's going to lead you forward. You're not going to give up on this. But there is a lot, acknowledging that there is a lot that you have to learn. Okay? Knave of Wands. This is all novice energy. It's new. It's new and it's a little bit sloppy. Just figuring things out in terms of your career. You know, there's a lot of confidence here though. And I think the confidence will help carry the day and keep you with it even when you mess up or aren't the best at it. Because you can expect that. You can expect that there will be maybe even embarrassments. But if you go in knowing it and accepting it, then nobody can bruise your ego from it. You can laugh at it because you planned on it. This is definitely, you're probably starting a new career. Yeah. You walked away from what was comfortable. Maybe you're even walking away in some aspects. You're walking away from something that you'd already dominated or mastered. People may think that you're crazy. This is generally speaking walking away from leadership. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's that you're kind of like leaving behind shining. So you've done really, really well. So this is a big risk for you. It's true. You're okay with that though because you're leaving because of your calling. It's interesting. It's interesting energy. Your confidence is helping you move on. Despite the fact that you're going to have to start over again. Money. Taurus with money. Taurus with money. Well, it's almost like you're being held back. There's not much leeway right now. You don't have a lot of freedom. It doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have a lot of money, but there's a lot of restrictions here. You're kind of boxed in. What's up with money in Taurus? I apologize. I'm very tired. I've been very tired all day, so please bear with me. Temperance. What you're doing with money right now is you're trying to make a little bit go a long way. You're trying to make what you have work. So finances are a little bit tight. I don't know why. Yeah, finances are a little bit tight. You're being very, very, You're saving up for something. This is like the build up to something, because you're being very responsible, very slow, almost like like really, really careful with finances right now. You're maybe even investigating into like the forensics of your finances, like you're keeping track of your finances right now. There's something about your finances that you want to go over with a fine-tooth comb, right? Being very defensive or proactively defensive when it comes to finances. Maybe you know there's going to be an inquiry into your finances and you want to clean it up. Could have been given a heads up that that's what's about to happen. That somebody's coming to do some inspection here. And you're just trying to like make it all nice. But the Two of Wands also indicates you are about to go into a different direction. And that's why you want your finances tight and you want to know where everything is placed. Whoa. Could be saving up for something, right? Could be saving up to go take those college courses that you've wanted to forever. Love. Taurus in love. Taurus in love. There was a huge tower moment here. Somebody who found you extremely attractive or something that you found very attractive, suddenly something changed. Something changed also in your confidence when it came to love. We have the Queen of Pentacles. This would be you. And the King of Pentacles. We have divine counterparts here. Two people who are meant to be together. But your interests changed. You could be diverging simply because, or you know that there's a lot that's going to change with your life. And this is kind of a big fear or concern for somebody else that you're sharing your life with. Can we get a little bit more on this? Taurus and love. But you're moving forward. I feel like you in terms of love, you're almost in this mindset of, I just have to have confidence that if they love me, it'll work out. There's that Aries energy of being really self-assured, despite the fact that they feel like something they care about is at risk. A lack of interest. I don't think it's a lack of interest in the person, or maybe it is. But what I feel is that there is such an interest to move forward that there's a lack of interest, less of an interest here on the relationship. Even if it's a happy marriage, there's just a statement of, you know that you're not going to be able to focus on this person a lot, or maybe enough. So that could come into concern or discussion, especially for long-term situations. For short-term situations, there's just a sense of your focus is elsewhere, or their focus is. And it isn't personal, it's more of a timing thing. Would you like to continue this message? I hope you do. Let's go over to Vimeo. The link is below. Thank you so much, guys, for watching.